What is going on today, YouTube family? We are behind the wheel of a 2024 Toyota Venza with the Nightshade package. So it is a blacked out model. It does look a little bit more aggressive on the outside, a little bit nicer depending on who you ask. We're going to go over all the features. We're going to go over the powertrain. Of course, we're going to do a 0 to 60 in our test drive, as we always do. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Make sure we got everything on so you can see all the lighting on the exterior, and we're going to figure out if you should run out to one of your local Toyota stores and buy one of these. This is going to be the last year for the Venza. It is being replaced with the Crown Signia, which is going to be a nicer, wider, longer, more luxurious vehicle to replace this. So looking forward to that. As you see, all the surfaces out here are either going to be gloss black or the black chrome, which is really nice. These are the same wheels that you would get on a standard one, except they have been painted in gloss black. You do get some very Lexus-like headlights with full LED illumination, low beam, high beam, turn signals, daytime running lights, and fog lights, as you see down below. You do also get front and rear parking sensors, and this air vent here, this air curtain, is real. It does go all the way through, which is nice. In typical Toyota fashion, these rear wheels are powered by an electric motor. There is no physical connection between the front and the rear wheels. It does have four-door passive entry, which is a very Lexus-like thing for it to have. A lot of things about this vehicle do sort of remind you of Lexus, but one thing that doesn't remind me of Lexus is this. This reminds me of Jaguar. That looks like an F-Pace for me. I've always said that since the Venza came out. It looks great. One thing that's not great, lighting wise, those little turn signals down there, absolutely useless if you're being followed by a vehicle that is higher up than you are. Nobody can see that. It was a completely missed opportunity here to have sequential turn signals going across here. That would have looked a lot better and been a lot more useful for not only the vehicle, but for people behind it, traveling behind it as well. Let's go ahead and look at the cargo area. We do have our blue trim Toyota badge to, of course, let you know that this is a hybrid model. Got some aluminum sill plates here that are going to be able to get you things in and out a little bit easier. This one has been outfitted with the Venza cargo mat as well. And then back here we do get a spare tire as well. Some extra storage. Those seats do fold down 60-40 split, and then we have a nice privacy cargo cover as well. LED illumination in the back here as well. This powered lift gate is also lockable from back here, and you can also kick underneath the bumper as long as you have the key to open the vehicle. Check out the back seat. One thing that Toyota put a lot of time and attention into is the materials. This is some of the softest door panels that I've felt on anything, especially a non-luxury vehicle. Very, very nice padding and softness. You got some contrast stitching as well, and the doors sound fairly solid, so that's nice. We do have a stargaze roof here that we can also adjust how much light that we have coming in. We got some USB ports down here, as well as AC vents. No climate control, but again, that's okay. I'd rather have that than nothing, so that's nice. It does have a decent amount of legroom back here. This one does not have the upgraded JBL sound system, which is just fine for most people. This one just has a 6-speaker standard system. Let's go ahead and pop the hood so you can see what's powering this thing. It is very much like a Rav-4 underneath, so powertrain wise, it is almost identical. It is identical to a Rav-4 hybrid. We're looking at a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder hooked up to their electric motors and hybrid system. There's another electric motor out back that is going to provide the all-wheel drive system. You're looking at 219 horsepower total system output. So 219 horsepower on something that weighs this much, it's probably going to feel adequate. I wouldn't say it's going to feel peppy, fast, or any of those sorts of descriptive words, but adequate it should definitely be. Up here on the door panels, again, lots of nice soft text leatherette material that is, like I said, super soft. That carries out across the dashboard too. Up top here, we do have some hard touch plastic, but it's not so bad. The graining is actually pretty high quality. We do get power folding mirrors, which are also automatic. You get memory seats on this vehicle, and you also are going to get a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, which is also very nice. It does have automatic high beams, another button here for you to go ahead and open up that tailgate. You do have volume buttons, which I don't prefer to volume knobs, obviously. We do have a Qi wireless charger down here too. Your parking brake and auto hold is going to be here. You have your EV and your drive mode, so you have Eco, Normal, and Sport. Gauge-wise, we have 4 traditional needle gauges, speed, fuel, temperature, and your eco meter. And then you also have a helper screen here in the middle that's going to show things like your driving support, the energy monitor for the vehicle as well, show you how it's sending power around, tire pressures, and the all-wheel drive system too. So typically I just leave it on speed. You can drive this vehicle for very short distances in EV mode under very, very light acceleration. Anything past about quarter throttle, you're going to end up activating the engine again anyway. So you do have this really wide, I think this is a 12.3 inch wide display here. It's going to have things for like your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, which of course is going to be wireless. If you click on the car icon, you can look at your energy flow up there as well, which is kind of cool. And then of course with these, having the navigation has to be subscription based, so you have to go ahead and activate that and sign up for it. This is probably my least favorite part of the Venza. These touch sensitive buttons, I'm just not a fan. Cadillac did this years ago with their Q system. They realized it's not great, they stopped doing it, and now Toyota in 2024 is still using something like this, but it's only for the Venza. Not sure why they're doing that, but again, this car is going away after this year anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And of course, you have a traditional shifter here and heated seats for the front 2 passengers. You do have some storage under here as well. This is removable, so you can take that out and get some extra space. And then this armrest is also adjustable. You can slide it forward and back. We're gonna go ahead and set off. That's our backup camera. No 360 camera on this model. It's not available with the Nightshade. You have to step up to the limited grade to get that. Hope everybody's been well. It's been a while since I've done a video like this anyway. I've been doing some shorts and some other crazy stuff, but not any full-on car reviews, so I'm back. One thing I will say about the Venza so far, and I don't know if it was designed this way, it's very possible, the steering for this car, even just maneuvering at lower speeds, feels significantly heavier than the steering in a Rav-4. I don't know if you're waiting on Christmas or what, but you've had at least 2 opportunities to go since we've got to this stop sign that you could go through. So I don't know who just blew the horn or why, but thank you, it woke them up. The Venza rides well, I can definitely say that. Just straight off the rip, it's a very smooth experience. And of course it's very quiet because right now the engine is not even on. I'm not even gonna blow the horn. You look completely oblivious to anything. It actually handles fairly well too. Not that I'm necessarily surprised, it really essentially is a lifted car, but handles pretty well. Let's go ahead and pop it into sport. Gets up to highway speeds with relative ease. No, doesn't seem like you're hurting it or straining it. Of course, it does have all of Toyota's safety sense features: adaptive cruise, pedestrian detection, automatic high beams, forward collision alert, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, lane tracing. It's got it all. So if those are important features to you, great, because they have them. If those are features that you don't like, most of them can be deactivated, and you can also adjust the sensitivity of quite a few of those different safety parameters, so shouldn't be too hateful. And like I said, this is the last year for the Venza, so if there's something about this vehicle that you really like, you might want to get out to your Toyota store immediately and go ahead and snag one up. Dealerships typically will have a few of these sitting around, just because Venzas aren't cars that people are like running to the dealership to buy. For whatever reason, people are deciding to go for the Rav-4s. They outsell these by a pretty huge margin. So, you know, for every Venza that's sold, we probably sell upwards of 10 Rav-4s, at least at my store. This is not a car that people even really inquire about that often. But I will say, when they do inquire about it, they're serious, and this is really the only thing that they're looking for. Most of the time, they've already owned a Venza before, and they're just kind of trying to reach back for some of that nostalgia for having one. But the old Venza and the new Venza are absolutely nothing alike. So but if you don't want your typical run-of-the-mill Rav-4, you want something that's got really nice materials on the interior, almost can kind of fool you into thinking that, you know, this could have been a Lexus, then this might be the vehicle for you. Like I said, acceleration really is adequate. It doesn't make you feel like, oh my God, please go faster, and it doesn't make you feel like, oh God, we're going too fast. It's somewhere right, you know, right in the middle. It's acceptable. It'll do. And as you guys can see now, I've got the stargaze allowing that light in, but you can adjust that with this button here, and if you press it, now it's gone to that sort of shaded look. I'm gonna go over here, shut off traction control. And then we're gonna do our 0 to 60. Sport mode, traction off. Like that, you're up to speed. So with the torque and instant power from the hybrid electric motors, it does give you a nice rush of acceleration. So it does help to kind of fill in those gaps of missing torque from the naturally aspirated 2.5, and then paired up with this eCVT, it does a really notable job at getting and keeping the vehicle moving. So he's like, why has this guy got a freaking phone on his head? Because I'm doing a video. There. Alright, we're gonna park this thing up. Let you guys get one more quick look at it. You see all these Rav-4s? If you just don't want to look like that in a parking lot, you want something that stands out a little bit, buy a Venza. Gonna get similar fuel economy, same powertrain, same ease of use, you know, same low cost of ownership, just in a slightly fancier looking package. And automakers do stuff like that all the time. So if it's aesthetics you're going for, definitely get the Venza. I think it is a much nicer looking vehicle. And that's not really to say that the Rav-4 isn't nice looking, because I think those look pretty nice too. But the Venza is a nice looking vehicle. Let's go ahead and shut her down. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this cold spring day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.